Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson, and today we're going to go over one-step equations and what it is that you need to write on your paper to show that you know how to do one-step equations. So we have all different types of equations on this review worksheet, and we're going to get ready to do them now. Question. Do you have a question? All right, here we go. In problem number 1, to undo addition, you're going to subtract 9 from both sides. K equals 18 minus 9 is 9. It did not say you had to do a check step on this paper. Number 2, the opposite of subtraction is adding. Add 11 to both sides. R equals 16. And it's always nice to just go back and check, is 16 minus 11 5? Yes, it is. This says 3 times W equals 30. What's the opposite of multiplying, class? Divide both sides by 3. W equals 10. 3 times 10 is 30. Make sure you're lining your equal signs up. If you don't have your paper, get one and write all of this stuff down. The next problem, in problem number 4, that says D divided by 12 equals 4. The opposite of dividing by 12 is multiplying. We show multiplication with parentheses. That cancels. D equals 48. The opposite of adding is subtracting. You have to put it on both sides of the equal sign to get credit on the quiz here in a little bit. Y equals 5. Subtract 7 from both sides. 13 minus 7 is 6. 6 equals T. The opposite of subtracting 5, adding 5. A equals 14. Add 8 to both sides. 18 equals T. The opposite of dividing by 8 is multiplying both sides by 8. 32 equals X. Yes. Which one did I do wrong, hon? Number 6. The opposite of adding is subtracting, and 13 minus... Oh, okay. Oh, that's because the answer 13 minus 7 is 6. You can do T equals 6 or 6 equals T. Both were right. Okay, thank you for checking on what I'm doing on that. But yeah, sometimes in the way it's set up in the equation, I have 6 equals T because T's on the right side of the equal sign. This one, to undo division, you multiply both sides by 5. T equals 75. To undo multiplication, you do the bar for division, divide both sides by 6. D equals 4. To undo multiplication, division, and you will get 6 equals F. Any questions on how to do 1 to 12? I will be collecting these in just a little bit, so make sure you have your work all done. No one needs to have their Chromebook on. Please close your Chromebooks. Please close your Chromebooks. Thank you. Okay, number 13. Janine's mother is 47. She is 26 years older than Janine. Which equation can be used to find Janine's age? And they're going to use the variable J. So J equals Janine's age. All right. So Janine's age plus 26 equals her mother's age. 26 times Janine will equal her mother's age. Janine minus 26 equals 47, or 47 times J equals 26. Which equation do you think is Janine's would be correct for this? Yes. In just a moment. Let's answer number 13. The correct equation is which one? This is something that you'll see like on your test coming up next week. No one, okay, we have to figure this out because no one can answer this. Let's go back. Janine's mother is 47. She is 26 years older than Janine. Which equation can be used to find Janine's age? So we define the variable. J is Janine's age. If you don't have that on your paper, write it down now. Now, is Janine going to be older or younger than her mom? Younger. So, which one of these will be, so if you don't know, look at which one of these equations is going to give you an answer that's smaller than 47. So that's one way you can do it. Okay, so you look at it. Which one's going to give me an answer smaller than 47? Which one do you think it is? It is A. Yeah, because Janine plus 26 equals 47. Yeah, because she's 26 years, her mom's 26 years older. So if you solve this equation, you're going to subtract 26, and 47 minus 26 will give you Janine's age, which is going to be what? She's 21 years old. So Janine is 21. Does that make sense? Then go back. Does this make sense? Janine's mother is 47. She is 26 years older than Janine. 21 plus 26 equals 47. You know you've got the answer right. So that's what you have to do. Kids, you look at the problems and you try to figure out what the answer is going to be. Let's look at number 14. Quentin bought 6 new tennis balls. If he now has a total of 18 tennis balls, how many did he start out with? Okay, bought 6 new tennis balls. So I'm going to say X equals number he started off with. Number started with. You could put tennis balls at the beginning or something like that. That would be fine. Now, here, they didn't make you write an equation, but we're going to write an equation for this, okay? You only had to circle one of those, but we're going to write an equation. So, he bought 6 new. He has a total of 18. So, X plus 6 equals 18. That's an equation. Write down an equation. Now, to figure that out, we're going to subtract 6. So, how many did he start off with? 12. Is that one of your choices? Yes, the answer is G. Make sure you can write the equation down. Do you not have any paper to write this stuff down? Were you here yesterday? Get your paper out. Well, then get another piece of paper and write this down so you can get points for doing this today. All right. Questions? Okay, let's go to the back side. We've got some more word problems. Antoine waters his lawn 3 times a week. If he watered his lawn 24 times in all, which equation could be used to find how many weeks he has been watering his lawn? Okay, what's the question wanting to know? Weeks he's been watering. So I'm going to put W equals, they used X, didn't they? So X equals weeks watered, okay? He watered his lawn 24 times in all. Do you get that when you add 3? 24 minus X equals 3. 3 times X equals 24. X divided by 3 equals 24. All right. So we got to think about it. Man, Antoine watered his lawn 3 times a week. If he watered his lawn 24 times in all, which equation could be used to find how many weeks he has been watering? So you're going to do, is the answer going to be bigger than 24 or smaller than 24? How many weeks has he been watering his lawn? It's going to be smaller than 24. So you look at it and say, which one of those will X be smaller than 24? Okay? So the answer you're going to get is going to be C. 3 times a week equals 24. All right, so how many weeks did he do it? It's going to be letter C. Divide by 3, divide by 3, x equals 8 weeks. He's been watering the lawn for 8 weeks because he waters it 3 times a week. 3 times how many weeks equals 24? The answer is 8 on that one. Make sure you've circled C. Let's do number 16. At a nursery, plants are half off their original price. The sale price of a potted plant is $5.50. Which equation could be used to find the original price? So is the original price bigger than $5.50 or smaller? Bigger. So we want to find one of these. So C is the variable to use. C is cost of original. And we know it's going to be bigger. Okay? So which one of those is going to give you a larger amount? Which equation are we going to use? Which equation? Brennan, do you know which equation we're going to use in number 16? It's got to give you an answer. What's the answer going to be, kids? $5.50 is the price when it's half off. So how much is it at full price? $10 and actually $11. $5.50 doubled is $11. Which of those equations will give you the answer $11? Yeah, it's the first one, F. F gives you the answer of $11. Sometimes you can figure out the answer, but you can't figure out the equation. And that happens on the achievement test. It's like, I know the answer is $11. Then you just say, which one of those will give me $11? And then we say, it is F, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, and you get C equals $11. Any questions? All right. Now we are going to solve the last group here, and then we'll take our quiz. The quiz is only one piece of paper and on the front side, so it won't take you that long. But let's make sure we've got these done correctly. To undo adding, -2 and 75/100. Hey, Katia, you're going to have to stand up. Show your work on these, okay? -2.75. Draw your line and cancel. Bring down your equal sign. Hey, Landon, what do I have to do before I can subtract $2.75 from 7? I have to add some zeros, don't I? And I have to, it's called borrow. I have to borrow from the 7. It turns into a 6. That turns into a 10. Borrow from the 10. It turns into a 9. So that's a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. And x equals $4 or 4.25. Any questions? All right. In number 18, what do I do to both sides to solve for x? What's the opposite of multiplying? And we show division with the bar. So 12 and 16/100 divided by 4. Put your decimal point straight up. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Subtract. Bring down. Oh, how many 4s are in a 0? 1. 0. Put a 0 up there above the 1. Subtract. How many 4s are in a 16? 4. So the answer is 3.04 equals x. So go ahead, you show your work with them. Finish it off like an algebra student, okay? Yes.
What does that say?
This says 12 and 16/100 equals 4 times x. And then we divide. That's a division symbol. Look up there. What did I divide both sides by? 4. That canceled out.
That kind of looks like an X.
It does. And then you end up getting 3 4/100 equals X. That is an X. In number 19, minus 1 1/2, minus 1 1/2. Draw your line and cancel. Line up your equal sign and your X. I have to change 1/2 to 2/4, don't I? Yeah, you all know 1/2 is the same thing as 2/4, so I can subtract. 3/4 minus 2/4 is 1/4, and whole number 3 minus whole number 1 is a whole number 2 and 1/4. Any questions? All right, let's finish. Kelly earned $20 for babysitting. She also earned money by doing chores. Altogether, she has earned $100. How much did she earn doing chores? Well, you have $20 plus chores. I'm going to say C equals chores. So $20 plus the chores equals $100. Everyone see how to write that equation? Minus 20 for her chores. She makes $80 for her chores. That's the answer. Okay? You do have a problem on your quiz. 1 point for doing define the variable, 1 point for the equation, 1 point for the work, 1 point for the answer, and then you still have to do the check step. Does 20 plus 80 equal 100? Yes, it does. It's worth 5 points. So your word problem is worth 5 points in a little bit. Number 21, minus 3/4, minus 3/4. X equals, you have to change 3 to 2 4/4. 4/4 minus 3/4 is 1/4. You have the answer 2 1/4. In number 22, subtract 2/3, subtract 2/3. Now this one's a help problem. Can 1/3 subtract 2/3? No, it needs help. Help. And 3 says, I will help you. I will turn into 2 3/3. 3/3 plus 1/3 now gives you 4/3. 4/3 can subtract 2/3. That'll give you 2/3. And bring your whole number 2 down. X equals 2 2/3. Number 23. Minus 1 1/5. Minus 1 1/5. Draw your line and cancel. X equals, I have to change it to tenths. 1/5 is the same thing as 2/10. 2/10 minus 2/10 is 0/10. 3 minus 1 is 2. So X equals 2, or 2 0/10. It's a little hard to see those, I know. Anthony, would you turn the light off and open the door? Make sure you show these problems, kids. It's real important to show them. On your test next week, they have a lot of fraction problems. So if you're not doing these, you're going to end up not getting a good grade. They're not hard to do. They're friendly fractions, but you need to know how to do them. In the next problem, the opposite of subtracting 2 1/4, add 2 1/4. Add 2 1/4. And you will get X equals, common denominator will be an 8. 1/4 equals 2/8. 5/8 plus 2/8 is 7/8. And 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 7/8. Number 5. The opposite of subtracting 1 1/3 is adding 1 1/3. Add it to both sides. Draw your line and cancel. X equals, you have to change thirds to ninths. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3. So 1/3 is the same thing as 3/9. Now we can add 2/9 plus 3/9 is 5/9. And whole number 5 plus whole number 1 is whole number 6. 6 and 5/9. Our last problem to do, add 1/4, add 1/4, draw your line and cancel. I have to change 1/2 to fourths. 1/2 is how many fourths? 2/4. 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. And 3, whole number 3 goes down in front. X equals 3 and 3/4. Are there any questions? All right, have your papers out so when I give you the quiz, I can see who did or did not do these problems. All right.